That still leaves us with one left over. Into Yorion. Bounces the trail. Visionary. The Prince. I'm not going to give their Visionary back. That's a draw for them. We can play our Passage. No attacks. And turn. Everything back. Should we just loop Yorion? We're not in danger of dying, really. Gross. Who does that? Now they have to sacrifice their Cobra, I believe. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. Today we're playing Abzan Yorion, focused around Doom Foretold, which will sacrifice your opponent's creatures for them, which is a lot of fun, keeping the field state nice and trimmed. And of course we do bounce everything that has an enter the battlefield effect with our Yorion, this guy Nomad. And most of the deck has ETB or enter the battlefield effects. And again, we are playing Abzan, so if you're new to Magic the Gathering Arena, Abzan consists of white, green, and black. I wanted to say blue because I was staring at Yorion, but it is white, black, and green. Anywho, we're going to break down the deck. Let's talk about strategy synergies, get into the gameplay footage, show you all play lines and interactions within the meta, and then come full circle with our closing thoughts. So if you do find any value within the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share to a friend, and of course, hit that bell icon so you're notified of more of our shenanigans. We do have the 500,000 gem giveaway going on, and we also have free entry cash prize tournaments that you should check out. So with that all out of the way, let's start to check out the deck tech for Abzan Yorion. We do have a companion of Yorion in the deck, plus we have 3 main board. The companion rule states that we need 20 or more cards in our starting minimum, which will take us from 60 to 80. This is great because it will help us avoid the rogue mill. When Yorion enters the battlefield, exile any number of non-land permanents you own and control, return those to the battlefield at the beginning of your next end step. The creature is a 4/5 with flying, which is also a pretty decent body. Into our 1-drops, we have 4 copies of Gilded Goose, a 0/2 with flying. When it enters battlefield, create a food, pay 2, tap it, create a food token, tap it, sacrifice a food to add 1 mana of any color. Into our 2-drops, 2 copies of Golden Egg, an artifact. It is also a food. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. We can pay 1, tap it, sacrifice it, add 1 mana of any color. Kind of awkward, we don't really do that here. We can also pay 2, tap it, sacrifice it to gain 3 life. Again, a little bit awkward and not really doing that. Mostly, we will play this to draw a card and then sacrifice it later on with Doom Foretold. 4 copies of Trail of Crumbs. When it enters battlefield, create a food token, much like our Gilded Goose. And whenever you sacrifice a food, you may pay 1. If you do, look at the top 2 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them, putting it into your hand, the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. This works in conjunction with Gilded Goose very nicely because we can sacrifice a food by tapping our Gilded Goose to add 1 mana of any color, therefore triggering both of these effects, sacrificing a food, and it generates the 1 mana required or Trail of Crumbs draw effect. 3 copies of the Glass Casket, an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or less until it leaves the battlefield. 2 copies of Prince Charming, a 2/2, and when it enters the battlefield, choose 1, scry 2, gain 3 life, or exile another target creature you own, return to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. This is very similar to Yorion, except Yorion does universal bounce, where Prince Charming is just another creature. The nice thing about this is, though, Yorion can bounce the Prince Charming, and the Prince Charming can come in and bounce Yorion, and then you just have a continuous cycle of bounce. Do take note that when you bounce the Prince with Yorion, it comes in play, and then you bounce Yorion with Prince, Yorion will not re-enter until your opponent's end step, right? So that's something to take note of. And then when it does enter on your opponent's end step, you will bounce probably all of your permanents. So you will be playing your turn without any permanents in play, and they will enter in on your end step before your opponent's turn again. Skyclave Apparition ×4. This is our first 3-drop, a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with converted mana cost 4 or less. When it leaves the battlefield, your opponent will create an XX illusion, where X is that card's converted mana cost that was exiled. 2 copies of Elspeth's Nightmare and Enchantment. So when it enters the battlefield, it triggers, destroying target creature and opponent controls with 2 mana or less. Or sorry, 2 power or less. And then, on the next upkeep, losing focus, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. And finally, exile target opponent's graveyard, which is quite nice. So, you know, you get the removal on a creature, you can get into their hand for disruption, and you can also eat their graveyard. So this does a little bit of everything. 3 copies of Treacherous Blessing, an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Whenever you cast a spell, you lose 1 life. Whenever Treacherous Blessing becomes a target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. 4 copies of Llanowar Visionary, 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Tap it to add 1 green to our pool. A single copy of Lurse the Dream Gen, a 3/2 with lifelink. During each of your turns, you may cast 1 permanent spell with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard. 2 copies of Adeem's Awakening and Agadeem's Undercrypt. The Undercrypt comes in tapped unless you pay 3 life, adding a black to our pool. Sorcery speed for 3 plus X, returning to your graveyard from the battlefield any number of target creatures from your graveyard with different converted mana cost X or less. So that's quite nice there as well. We talked about Doom Foretold a bit, and when it enters the battlefield, it does nothing. So it's not really great to bounce with Yorion unless you need to avoid yourself sacrificing something. So when Yorion enters the battlefield on your opponent's end step, you have the ability to bounce your permanents before your turn begins, and you can bounce your dooms off of the field during your turn, so you're not going to have to sacrifice anything from that. So that's pretty cool. And of course, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land, non-token permanent. If they can't discard a card, lose 2 life, we get to draw a card, we gain 2 life, create a 2/2 White Knight with Vigilance, and then we sack Doom. 4 copies of the Wicked Wolf, a 3/3. When it enters battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature we don't control. We can sacrifice food to put a counter on it, and it will also gain Indestructible, but we do have to tap it. But we can play around that, right? 3 copies of Extinction Event. Choose odd or even. Exile all target creatures with converted mana cost of the chosen value. 3 copies of Elspeth Conquers Death, another enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target card with mana cost 3 or greater. On the following upkeep, non-creature spells your opponent casts cost 2 more to cast until your next turn, and then finally return target creature or planeswalker from the grave to the battlefield with a 1/1 or loyalty on it. There's no planeswalkers here, so it's just the 1/1. And of course, we have 3 additional Yorions. Moving forward to our big bad ultimatum, Eerie Ultimatum for 7 sorcery speed. Return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. You know, that's absolutely amazing. We're talking about lands, enchantments, creatures, everything within the deck we can plop down on the battlefield and make a massive momentum swing. And the ultimatum here is very good in conjunction with Doom Foretold, because Doom Foretold will sacrifice all of our permanents, and then the Eerie Ultimatum will just allow all of those permanents, including our Doom Foretolds, to come back, which is really, really nice, right? So, hey, just fighting with the internet connection. So having Yorion to bounce everything, getting massive value, and then having Doom Foretold to control your opponent's field state while, you know, helping bring your permanents into the graveyard for the ultimatum works very, very nicely. With that being said, we are playing traditional today. Before we get there, we'll take a look at the land. 3 plains, 2 swamps, 4 forests, 4 Brightclimb and Grimclimb pathways, 4 Temple of Maladies, 4 Branchloft and Boulderloft pathways, 2 Temple of Plenties, 4 Indatha Triomes, and 4 Fabled Passages. The land is split out all over the place. Into our sideboard for traditional, we have an additional ultimatum. We have a Garrick Kirk's Huntsman for 6, 5 loyalty, create 2/2 black and green wolf creature tokens. When they die, add a loyalty to Garrick for 0, which is kind of crazy. -3, destroy target creature, draw a card. -6, you get an emblem with creatures you control, get +3/+3, and have trample. 1 additional copy of Treacherous Blessing. 2 Scavenging Ooze, 2/2, in which we can pay 1 to exile card from a graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on Scavenging Ooze, and gain 1 life if it was a creature. 3 Eliminates for 2 instant, destroy target creature or planeswalker with converted mana cost 3 or less. A Soul Guide Lantern for 1, when it enters battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard. We tap it to exile each opponent's graveyard. We can also pay 1, tap it, sacrifice it to draw a card. And of course, 2 Arichners, a 1/2 with reach. When it enters battlefield, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature with flying that an opponent controls. Escape for 5, +4 cards from our grave, and it escapes with 3 +1/+1s on it, re-triggering the ETB. 3 copies of Duress for 1 sorcery speed. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. As far as the sideboard guide goes, it does really vary. Take out what was bad, put in what was good. For example, if there's no creatures for you to get with your Glass Casket, why run it in your deck? That's a good example of things that you could begin mitigating around. If there's no creatures to remove with Extinction Event, why run it in your deck, right? You could be running other things that have higher value from your sideboard. So just take out what had low or little value, maybe even no value, and put in something from your sideboard that has more value. So with that all out of the way, thanks for your time and attention. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share to a friend, and of course hit that bell icon. Support me financially if you can afford to do so on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and our new Amazon link. Make sure to do your Christmas shopping there, please, and thank you. I'd appreciate that. Make sure to have yourselves a magical day. Enjoy today's gameplay footage, and we'll be back in a few moments for some life-changing news. Peace. We're gonna play first here. It doesn't look bad. I mean, any opening hand with the goose is great. Followed up with a wolf. The only thing is going to be figuring out the land. We have a passage, probably for our swamp. We also need double plains, plus double forests, so it's a little awkward, to say the least. Nice. New pets are pretty cool. We've got a bunch of new emotes within Zendikar. It's pretty cool. There we go. Let's let it rip. The land. I mean, it's not bad. I guess we keep it, right? It can be plains on one and the forest on the other. And then that will activate both forests, both plains. And the goose can make up any missing mana. Very nice. I watched a pretty cool movie last night. If anybody's interested in movies, it was called Extraordinary. It was like kind of an awkward comedy. I really enjoyed it. Let's get that apparition ready to rip. Let's toss Yorion to the hand. No attacks. Ready to do anything, really. 2 apparitions, Nightmare, Wicked Wolf. What can't we do? Well, we need to play the Wolf to push against this stupid Temir ramp deck. We can't play reactive, we have to go on the offensive. I think I want to go straight in with the Nightmare, if I'm being totally honest. Because the earlier we can get in their hand, the better, right? They're on 4 right here. They drop to 5, we get in their hand. And let's get rid of 1 Genesis Ultimatum, please. Get out of here. Resolving this. If you believe, if you just believe. Okay, we're getting smashed out. Getting smashed out. I see how it is. Got something against my goose. See that hand? Okay, they've got a terror. There's no Genesis. We need the Wicked Wolf in hand. No, we don't. We can bounce it with Yorion the next turn. Let's take our scry. Visionary is not that bad. We play the wolf. They play terror. We bounce the wolf, eat the food, kill terror. C. It makes sense to me. And it's actually not a spell, it's a creature that's targeting it once it's in play, so we don't have to pay life for that either, which is neat. There goes your graveyard. Yup. Bouncing the wolf. playing the land. Ending our turn. Wolf in play. White's Terror taps itself for indestructible while eating the food. Nom nom nom. Nice. That's gonna be tricky to recover from. I mean, not really, actually. They're sitting on 6 land. They need 2 islands in play. And they chose to play a mountain there. Interesting. So they're not worried about getting their ultimatum off, I guess. That's okay. We should play planes here. Another wolf. Another wolf. Another wolf. Yeah, we should just eat that, shouldn't we? Or should we leave it? We will still play what will go the long way, right? Take the scenic route. Scry for next turn's great. Passage is no good. Get out of here. And we hit for 8. Decent. I really like that. They don't have the... Okay, now they're kind of getting closer. What? Oh, they had the Triome. I see. Sploosh. I'm calling him... Oh, they just pull a Mammoth, but 2 passages which they won't crack till next turn. Interesting. Big old fling. Excel's Fury. That's what I used to use. Yup. Nice. So how are we gonna get around Genesis Ultimatum? You know it's a good card. It's such a good card, right? I think Duress is probably in order. I think that Elspeth Conquers Death is out of the equation a little bit. Genesis Ultimatum with the Terror. That is so... I think that's okay. Taking out our Conqueror's Death, because they don't have too many big baddies other than the Terror. We should be able to just Wicked Wolf, Apparition, I guess not the Apparition. Primarily the Wicked Wolf. We've got it. It's okay. It's, you know, if we can get rid of the ultimatums instead of just worrying about the Terrors, I think it's better to go to the root problem. Because we can handle the Terror if it's played slow, as it should be, but when, you know, it gets put onto the field with 3 other permanents and they all trigger at once, you know, that's where I think it kind of gets out of hand a little bit, and we'll just try to take the Genesis Ultimatum away with Duress, right? We also have the Nightmare, which in the first game we played on no target, just so the hand search would trigger a turn earlier, which I guess might have come around to bite us because they didn't have it and then they pulled it later. So, you know, whether or not, we don't know which draw that happened on, but at a certain point they did pull it, and I think that we're not going to get another game here, in all honesty. Let's take a quick Hydro. Big ol' woofs. Talking about emotes. I got some brand new emotes on my Twitch. Come check them out, you guys. They're great. We have a Great Henge. We have the Nighthawk Scavenger, Embercleave, Ugin, and then our good old-fashioned Woof and Meows. This hand doesn't look the worst because Trail, but it looks pretty bad because of all that. The temples might not be the worst. Let's mulligan. Let's keep 5. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole too far. Ultimatum can go. Trail of Crumbs can go. Oh, they are here too. They would. Okay, we just need 3 lands. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. You know, playing that Treacherous Blessing way too early. I want a Nightmare that thing as well. Land is good. I guess we can play slow, right? They're not ramping, so as long as the Nightmare gets into their hand before their 7th drop, and if... Oh, there's the Cultivate, they are ramping, okay. Gross. So let's just cut that off at the source. Kill their creature. Take out the correct card that they want. Makes sense. Nice that we actually got a target for Elspeth's Nightmare this time. 4 other cards from Grave. There's only 1 there now, the Cultivate. Plus the Erector, but you know, you can't escape itself. The Giant, more ramp. And the Mammoth, gross. 3 land. And the card is so restless with that land, baby. Yeah. Decent hand. They're sitting on 6 land. They can play the Giant here, which is actually pretty gross. That'll be a 7/7. So how are we dealing with these big baddies? Right? That's something to think about. Right? These are a couple big bodies for sure. Yikes. No blocks. We get rid of their graveyard, which means their Erector's gone. The Duress is no good right now. Let's Prince Charming bounce. The draw, right? Should have tapped the mana first, I guess. My bad. Totes, my bad. Let's take another draw here. Yeah, we definitely should have. Sad. The wolf falling a little short here. No way. What a top deck. You dog. That's so silly. It's annoying and I hate it. We have odd, odd, even, odd, and odd. We could take all but the Cobra and leave our prince. Nice. So sad. Why do you do this? Oof. Well, that sucked. Maybe we do need the Conqueror's Deaths. I didn't expect those giants. Garrick can come in too. The Dress are great and we need to hit those. We're gonna drop a few apparitions. I mean, taking the Cobra, if they get that as an early play, is nice, but we hold the Casket. Could have traded the Casket, kept the apparition. The Casket's cheaper though. I'm not gonna complain about the land. I'm just gonna put my head down, keep it, be grateful. All we need is a forest or a swamp off the top. Sorry, not a forest. No. Let's take the scry, making sure we get the land next turn. Neither of those are a swamp. There we go. We still want that fourth land next. Trail and play, and we hit for 2. This is feeling better. Right into a cultivate. One can only fear. Straight to the mammoth. Interesting. We're gonna pull the land here, so Doom will hit right away. Let's use our duress instead of the triome. Okay, we get the smashing. Am I blind? I could have swore I seen them have a Genesis Ultimatum in hand. I'm mistaken. I'm having PTSD, I guess. The Fabled Passage just, it looks so similar, I guess. Gold cards. Straight up having hallucinogenic effects. Not on drugs. Just straight up PTSD trauma about the Genesis. Let's try to shake that off. Right? I know, I had to go back and read the rest. I was like, what do you mean? I could take sorcery. No blocks, let's take it. Screw you. Screw you, man. But to win this whole game. Doom Foretold me. Feels good. Feels good. Triumph and play. Let's take our hit for 2. This way we keep our prince to rebalance and we can gain 3 life, kind of mitigating some of that damage they did, and they lose the mammoth regardless. So they have to double drop here, and that's really hard to do. That's fine. These are both odds, we're even. The event's great here. Blessing can go on our end. We can, you know, it's as easy as an apparition as well. We'll take out that visionary. Solo deal. And then we'll try to trick them into the block. Actually, I will not trick them into the block because I do not want our Doom Foretold to fizzle. So I'm not going to attack because we want their Arachner to remain in play so our Foretold doesn't fizzle. Right? We want to make sure that they're not being able to play anything every single turn. Because if there wasn't a permanent for them to sack, we would have just had the 2/2, had them discard, and I'd rather have the effect stay in play. Sure. So if they can play around it, that would be really cool. Or try to play around it. That gives them 6. Down to 3. No, to 4. Doesn't matter. It's a lot of lag though. Pause our trail. Egg in play, that's awesome. A little bit of draw. We're sitting on 4, we could go to 5. 6. We need more than that, so let's just take our scry. Another trail can stay, that's nice. Let's pop this over. Pass our turn. They sack the Cobra. They're just trying to top deck that Genesis Ultimatum. It only works so many times. It's a great card, but when there's only 4 of them in your deck, it's tough some days to get there. Okay, they're trying to play around us. That's nice. Our turn. Let's lose the food. That leaves us with 2 mana. We should trail first then. That still leaves us with 1 left over. Into Yorion. Bounces the trail. Visionary. The Prince. I'm not going to give their Visionary back. That's a draw for them. We can play our passage. No attacks. And turn. Everything back. Should we just loop Yorion? We're not in danger of dying, really. Gross. Who does that? Now they have to sacrifice their Cobra, I believe. We'll chump block, it's fine. We are still sitting on the event for odds. So we'll chump block with one of our odds. Probably the Aberration. So the Llanowar can go back to them, and then we'll get rid of everything. Or we could have just exiled the Visionary, so there was no token, because the token's even is the thing. That's kind of a little bit annoying, I guess. Yup. We do need to keep the trail to sack, I think, is the thing. Or we could have bounced Doom and not had it in play for our sack. That's what we should have bounced our Doom. Oops. We should have bounced everything. That's on me. Now you guys know. Double Doom. Oh my god. It's good. Let's take a shuffle here. I think we can attack. They can't sack their token is the thing. So they have to sacrifice the Arachner and the Giant. Meanwhile, we have the Prince. And Visionary. Bouncing Yorion. We're going to take Doom off the field next time. Especially because there's two of them. Nice. This feels good. Removing a 10-10 without having to do anything. I love it. I'll take the 3 damage. It's not the worst. We can just gain that back, right? Do we double block it? No. Let's take it. Yorion comes in play. Bounces a Doom. For sure. Plus the Visionary. No, let's bounce everything. Then we'll sack our Yorion. Or do we sack our Doom? I mean, it needs to be Yorion, I think. Oh my god. Wow. That brings Yorion back to play, which is very, very good. It's easier to get Yorion back than it is a Doom, is why we did that. And this is kind of awkward, but at the end of the day, let's get it going. We're gonna lose 1 Doom. It is what it is. I don't want to just leave Elspeth Conquers Death on the side while they look for their ultimatum. Let's bounce the Visionary for another draw. Wolf's really nice here. So they lose 4 life. We get 2 draws. Typically they have to discard. And we actually lose Doom there because of the way it phased in at the end step. Totes my bad. Oh well. Little mistakes. But regardless, you just get so much value. Let's double down there. Visionary back for the draw. Let's wolf this mammoth out of existence. Eating a food. Oh, we have indestructible. They go up. And we don't have enough. Nice. At least that gets that out of the way. I don't want to lose this other food. I kind of want to just leave that there. they'll top deck it, so having duress does nothing. There'll be no block here. They don't want to lose their mammoth. Interesting. Willing to trade their mammoth for our prince. Down to 4. We still hold indestructible through the wolf. It all comes up to this top deck here. It's a Cobra. That's game. And you'll see how easy sometimes it is for them to pull 1, 2, you know, Genesis ultimatums, and then sometimes how hard it is for that to take place as well. Yorion bounces here. So good. We could also just Skyclave. It's probably the easier route. Let's take big ol' Spidey. And, yeah. Game. Playing first. Enough land to carry us through, I think, and an ultimatum to wrap it up. We got some removal. We'll try to play Elspeth 3, Doom 4. So we'll go in slow here. Well, cancel. We have to go in slow with the Triome. We could probably pay life. That's something that we could maybe do. We get to... no. Yeah, I'm not gonna put any money on it, so let's passage in. It'd be different if we drew our third land there, but... we should take a swamp, I believe. Paying life here. Betrayal. I was going to Nightmare. That's why I paid life. And then we thought that through, and we didn't, but luckily that was enough to tilt our opponent. They must have locked on land. They are playing what can only appear to be Selesnya Yorion. So we're talking about Wicked Wolves being bounced, and that's not fun. That is not fun. Unless they're playing black as well. It could be mirror. It's hard to say. I mean, the eliminates and stuff are nice if they're playing any creatures. Obviously not the wolf, but I think it's fine. I think we could take a blessing, drop a prince or 2, and then take maybe like a duress or another ultimatum. It's gonna be a long game. And that ultimatum could be what turns the tide on it. These geese are flying in packs today. Kind of awkward, but it's fine. They do make great wolf food on both ends of the spectrum, right? Their wolves are gonna eat them up. Our wolves are gonna love the food that they create. This is Titan's Nest. 2 copies of Death's Oasis. Interesting. The goose ensures that we could drop a visionary. Prince. Okay, so it definitely is a form of mirror match. We're not running the Trident, but it's an Abzan Yorion. Nethroi to the grave. Oh man, they have no food available. Should we take advantage of that? Let's trail instead. Just we're using the black source. Because we're sacking the food anyway, so we may as well utilize our mana as efficiently as we can, and then the food comes back. It's a weird turn, almost doing nothing. That's why it feels awkward, but rinse in. I mean, that's great. The scries are really good. They're just bouncing the Trident. Makes sense. 2 life. Plus the mill. And if we see Nethroi, I'm assuming that there's an ultimatum as well, right? We want to kill this Fiend Artisan as soon as possible. Where's our land? What the heck, man? That's crazy. We can't draw because there's no mana on the back end. Let's kill the Artisan. Just so it can't pull out things at will. A little bit of a suicide, but we don't pull a land, you know, it doesn't mean anything anyways. It's a tapped land. Right? Not good. Let's throw them a Visionary. That's actually not the worst. Let's kill the Expert. We don't want to discard again. Alright. So we know what we're dealing with now, at least. And, you know, maybe we won't lock on land. Thank you so much, The Real Killadub, for the raid and host via Twitch. Check both myself and The Real Killadub out on Twitch. We're there every single day playing Magic. Come hang out, say hello. We'd appreciate it. Did we not sideboard? We just skipped right through it because I was distracted. Oh no. Well, that's what we get. First match of the day. There's gonna be hiccups. You'd be surprised how much distraction comes in with like just dealing with the whole second screen of community always while trying to play this strategic game. Ah! It's the little things like, I don't know why I skipped sideboarding there. We have a sideboard. I mean, I'm okay with this, I guess. Like, we could just do big risk it for the biscuit style. I was hoping that'd be a swamp on the other side. Unpleasant, but we'll need a black source to get going. And then, you know, we have 80 cards, so having a Doom on tap would be great too. The quicker we can draw a Doom, the faster we can Blessing and just put everything into hyperdrive. All right, it's a good start. Do we take a black for blessing, or do we take a second white for our apparition? We're gonna see what's happening here. Oh, we'll go black for blessing. Let's go for it. This is not a good move. You shouldn't do this, ever. But sometimes you gotta go for it and be greedy. We're only looking for Doom Foretold. And now we know that they're not really so much of an aggro deck. There's Charming Prince. It's all 2/2s and like 2/1s and stuff, so we're gonna be okay. Let's pass. We're just gonna eat the food for a draw. They're ramping here. That's great. Let's take a Yorion. If we're gonna play a body to protect us, balancing the blessings, like, not the worst. We'll take the scry, try to engineer it. Event can go. Let's play our own Yorion. We take 1 life here, that's fine. We're bouncing our trail. And our blessing. This is mana 3 or less, mana 4, mana 3. Do we give them their artisan, take the oasis? I don't think so. Submit 2. Another 3 cards plus a food. We will have to discard, but I mean, at a certain point, we're just looking for our Doom, and it's a good thing that we're slamming through the cards so quickly because, you know, at a certain point, it gets unpleasant. We can cycle the Triome without paying life. Golden Egg draws, Visionary draws. Let's toss the Apparition and a land and a Visionary. Dang it. No, we'll drop a blessing. Isn't that enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have I lost my mind? Discard 2 cards. Yeah, blessing and the land. Sorry. Oh, that's interesting. They play Odd, which is our Apparition, and Luris. They take their own Pokranos. Even. These are great cards to be exiling as well. None of those triggers will go off. Pokranos can't come back. And it was evens, right? Yeah. That's a good one. That feels nice. Our turn. You know, let's just take a draw. Meh. All right. We actually get to hit for 4 here, which is interesting. I don't know if that event is... Can you recover from that? We took so much mana away. I mean, admittedly, it was played for free with the Terror for 6, but... Whew. Oh, gosh. Sploosh. They get a Nethroi. They take the Prince. and bounce their Gruta. That's awesome. We're at 50 cards. They just grabbed another Gruta. So we're into the cycle here. Grody. And now they get to put, you know, something with 5 into their hand. 5 or less. Simulacrum's not the worst. What do they take? The Nethroi is worth 5. Oh my god. Oh my god. So we should probably do some stuff here. Snagging that is going to be a big part of it. They're going to have to mutate it onto a non-human, which they have the golem for. And they return any number with total power 10 or less. We've got tridents. We've got, you know, a Gruta in there as well that we need to get rid of somehow. So I'm just going to flood the field up. There's food to sack for draws. You know, we can gain life through that as well to mitigate the damage from Treacherous Blessing of playing the Gilded Goose. It's unpleasant. It's like, where's our Doom Foretold? You know what I mean? It hasn't even been milled either, so it's like they're hiding in there somewhere. At a certain point, let's just stack land. We're going to fall behind in a hurry. Maybe we can just push in with Yorion. They've got their own Yorion, so that doesn't make too much sense, though. We can bring a Wicked Wolf out, or Lurrus. Alright, Nethroi's on the Trident. Oh god. Gruta back in play. 2 Fiend Artisans because they come out as zeros, right? Or is it a 1/1 organically? That's great though. That is good. And they take our Wicked Wolf. Sploosh. We need that other event. That's crazy. Let's eat the food, take the draw. A little late. We should have taken the draw instead. Oh my god. Not good. Not good. With another one in the library somewhere. It's a bit of damage, that's for sure. Yorion comes back to bounce, so it's nice to have that in the grave. Oh my god, nice. I guess not. Sploosh. Gotta love it. It would cost 8, and we do not have nearly enough mana for that. Oh, we actually have 11 because of the 2 visionaries. So it would be 3, 5, 8, which would give us 9, 10, 11, which still isn't 4 for our Extinction Event. So that doesn't work. It's frustrating. I think it's just over. We could have eaten the food, but we'll do that instant speed. No attacks. End turn. It wasn't on top. We would have had an apparition. They're cycling like a crazy person. There, we just lost it. And the other one's on the bottom. Which is coming up, but the game will be over before that. Sploosh. Close. Playing first is always a treat. Having Doom Foretold in your opening hand is definitely a treat as well. Heck, 2 triumphs doesn't hurt either. Claudio. The ultimatum we will not need for a while. Pretty cool though. Man. 3 Fabled Passages as well? That's absolutely psycho. More team air. More team air. I want them to play before we play our Doom. And then I also need something in play. Just ramping. This is annoying. We need prints, stuff like this. Goose. Visionary. Give me anything. They're going right to it. Oh no. Yeah, that's game. Oh shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Let's cycle the land. Are you serious? I guess the wolf can stay. It's permanent. Something down before our Doom. Here comes the Genesis Ultimatum. No, that's ideal, baby. That's awesome. Thank you. We're gonna lose our Doom, but at the end of the day, get out of here. We're gonna see another one. We can event that. Doom Foretold works great just for single target removal as well. The wolf can never hit that high is the thing. It's kind of off-putting. We should have done that in the other order. At the end of the day, who cares? We need permanent cards, so Doom is one of those. That's annoying as well. We have a ton of non-basic lands. Every single one of our lands, in fact. Almost. We've got like a couple basic forests and swamp, but... Ugh. I'm gonna go in deep. It's not that bad. We're gonna shuffle them. I did that backwards. No attack, but we're just kind of trying to flood the field here. Cobra's fine, annoying, but whatever. They're gonna ultimatum on us so hard. We don't really have enough in the grave. They're pulling from their library, which is a lot better than pulling from your grave. I think we should have just kept that bounce, but whatever. We can bounce the wolf, kill the cobra, which is kind of nice, I guess. That's something. Yeah, that actually works out. How does this? Right, this could potentially get in their hand. Oh, Mystical Dispute. That's not good for us. No attacks. We might chump block here. Wanted to bounce them all and then have Yorion and then them all die, then bring them all back, but... Yikes. Definitely chump blocking. It's too far gone. It only leaves us with 2. We have to go for it though. Wolf, Visionary, Prince, Egg, Doom Foretold. Oh my gosh, you get the passages back? That's actually pretty psycho. I forget that lands are just regular permanents. It actually works out all right. Kill the cobra. Oh, no, that was wrong. That was wrong. Oh my god. Bounce the wolf. The Elspeth Nightmare will kill the Cobra. The wolf doesn't matter. Let's get a land in play. We could passage a forest in. Then we can just replay this wolf here. Or we double doom it. That's probably better. Kill the giant. Eat the food. That's what we should have done the first time. Oh well. So one doom fizzles. We get a 2/2. Draw a card. They lose 2 life. They top deck a Lotus Cobra. That's really nice for us. Let's lose our Nightmare. Land in, wolf in, eat the Cobra. I'll attack. Yorion in play. The Doom will bounce in immediately. It doesn't matter. Let's bounce our Yorion. And then when it enters, we can bounce the Doom to avoid our sack, but it'll be gone because our opponent's got nothing in play. That is the play line though there. It's a good game. Visionary in play. Take the draw, why not? Smash for lethal. Ultimatum treated us just right. I like that. So we know what they're using, which is definitely those annoying Cobras into a Genesis Ultimatum. Let's take our Duress and let's drop Casket's not bad either. Screw it, I'm gonna drop the Casket in general, and we will just Wicked Wolf. That kind of stuff. Sure. Yeah. A little bit of a quicker round there. When it is ultimatum on ultimatum, it is kind of just like, everybody go. I like this. If we can pull land, it'll be really nice. No land, but an organic Yorion's not bad. We have a few draws. There we go, there we go. That activates our Visionary. Another land. Nice. That's gonna be our first swamp. Cultivate, gross. The draw plus the ramp is awesome. Giants, whatever. Oh, interesting. Let's take the scry first. Passage can go. I want to do it so bad, but they can put down such heat on us is the thing. Trail of Crumbs can go in. We could play the Blessing and bounce it with Yorion to have it sacked. I don't know if it does sacrifice, though it should, but for some reason I think it just re-enters normally. Our turn. We could just wolf this thing. Probably not bad. Take a second planes for Yorion. I think let's just wolf in on the giant. Tit for tat. Eating our food. Drawing a card. There it is. Nice. So if they go out of their way to play the giant, we can just slip our Doom in, and that's pretty nice. That puts them at 6. This will be their 7th, right? Go straight for the ultimatum. Oh no. Loosh. Only had 1 land enter, so they're up to 2. We're okay. Stomp to our face, maybe. Let's get Doom in play. They're gonna sack their Cobra. Holding on to this event. Let's not be afraid to lose things, because they can come back with their ultimatum. Hopefully they're not drawing consecutive ultimatums. That would be disgusting. Just play that other 9/9, baby. They're still at 4. Take the draw. Apparition seems fine. Big damage though. We hit for odds. And we laugh all the way back to a scoop. Ah, that's a good pickup. Hopefully no more ultimatums. They do have to discard here. So if they're holding 3 of them, we'll be okay. Not really though, right? Let's see if we can avoid a few more of them. Here's the giant, that seems good. I guess we'll need more swamps, hey? Let's take the draw with the Visionary. Prince Charming for the scry. Or the life. No attacks. We have chump blockers for days. Ember Cleave would be gross, but I doubt it. Those go to exile. Are you kidding me? We have no ECD in hand. -4. Dang it. Ugin! Ugin! That's annoying. And I hate it. I don't think this does it. Nothing else in our hand does it either, though. Alright, Giant's gone. I assume. Really? Do they have another Ugin to play on top to kill our Visionary? Nice. Big ol' sploosh, baby. Guaranteed they can kill our Visionary with Bone Crusher Giant. Anything! Anything! Okay. Ugin, Ugin, Ugin. Why do I hate you so much? I don't know. I don't really hate it. Good. Wish I had an Elspeth Conquers Death in hand. Then we could have maybe chump blocked. Interesting. We're gonna need a swamp at some point. Anything but land. I think that was Brightclimb, Grimclimb. We should have saved the black there for Grim, but whatever. Too much land in hand. Gross. What? At a certain point, it's just silly. We're gonna get stomped on. We know they've got Bone Crusher Giants at the ready. Takes them out of a cultivate though. To a passage, great. That's awesome. You dog. That makes the passage come in untapped. Right, they go to 1 here. Passage breaks to 2 and 3. They could double cultivate. No, it's a Bone Crusher Giant. Yep. So they were able to ramp and Bone Crush because of the Cobra. That's great. Are you serious with this fucking land? was even throwing away land. Oh my god. Way to throw the match, man. Shuffle our library so we pull 5 more land in a row. What? I don't even know. I don't even know. This is ridiculous. We just top decked 5 lands in a row. Ridiculous. And we threw one away. Oh, awesome, man. Cool stuff. What a joke. You'd think I'd have mana for days, but actually our opponent does because they've been casting 2 cultivates a turn. Alright, life-changing news. We've got 500,000 gems to give away. Join our Discord. We will actually be doing new giveaways. So what do you guys want to see for giveaways? Do you want more gems? Do you want cash? Do you want, you know, boxes of cards, like packs, like mystery, like anything related to Magic the Gathering? You let me know, and we're going to be giving it away because I got some new emotes for the channel. They're on Twitch, they're in the Discord, but for YouTube members, we need 30,000 subscribers to activate those. So that is our next goal. Our next 500k gem giveaway doesn't trigger to 100,000 subs, so we're going to have to do a few things in between there to ratchet it up. Probably giving away near 1 million gems by the time we're done. So with that being said, all that's going to be in the Discord. That's the Linktree link. We're using Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant today. That's in the Overwolf link. Check it out for shizzle, my nizzle. And with all that being said, thank you again for your time and attention. I hope you enjoyed Abzan Yorion. Peace! Go watch yourselves another video of mine. I'd most appreciate that. Do take care and have a magical day.